Hey y'all, I just finished a video on being judgmental and how we should not be judgmental, and in that video I mentioned that I always make Spanish errors when I speak in Spanish with y'all, and I thought, I'm going to tell them what's the most difficult parts of learning Spanish for me. You probably know them because I do them all the time when I speak to y'all. So, for English speakers, it's really hard for us to remember to use the gender. Very difficult to use the gender, and it's very difficult to learn the gender. Okay, so even though I know, for example, it's la mesa, this is a table, it's la mesa, it's really hard to remember that when speaking. So if I'm speaking in a sentence and I refer back to the table, I might say, I might use lo, instead of la. And I think, oh, damn. But oh, well. Just it came out. It came out wrong. Oh, well. Or I wouldn't say el mesa because that just, mesa is too common of a word to mess that one up. But if it's something a little less common, yeah, I mess it up all the time. So, and it sounds silly, especially for the words that do not end in O and do not end in A. Yeah, because like, nivel, es el nivel or la nivel? I don't know. I have to go look it up because I can't remember. I haven't heard enough Spanish to retain all those rules naturally, I've learned them all in school. I learned them, but you can't retain all that information. It's just too much. So, the gender, very difficult. It's not difficult, but it's difficult to speak right. It's easy to write right. To write right. Why is right, W-R-I-T-E, and R-I-G-H-T, they're pronounced exactly the same. Right, right. They're easy to write right, but they're difficult to speak correctly. Okay. Next thing, extremely hard for me are a couple of the prepositions. Mostly por, para, okay? And sometimes they. I have trouble with that one too. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. Ever since I took Cymbalta, I've had a lot of throat problems. Y'all probably realize that in my videos. I'm always like, Okay, next thing is verbs. Oh my word, you have no idea how much you know about verbs. It's incredible. And I pulled up a page on here, on the internet. I pulled up a page just to show you really quickly. And you should go look at this page too. Let's see if we can see it. These are just the regular AR verb endings. Okay, and we have to learn a different one for each person. We have to learn the yo conjugation, tú, él, nosotros. I did not learn vosotros, ellos, and I think that's it. Is that all of them? Yeah. Okay, so we have to learn all the people, the persons. And it's so hard. And then all the tenses. So we have indicativo, tiempos compuestos, por ejemplo, el pretérito perfecto plus, I can't even say it right, pluscuamperfecto, futuro perfecto, all the perfect tenses. And then there's the subjunctive. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Talking about something hard for English speakers to learn in Spanish is subjunctive. It's like students don't even want to hear that word. It's kind of like, I think probably for you when I say phrasal verbs. Subjunctive. Oh, like, I'll give you an example. Yo quiero que hagas tu tarea. I want you to do your homework. That's subjunctive in Spanish. I want you to do your homework. But it's not in English. We use the subjunctive very little in English. I'll give you an example in another video because it's not common at all, and we don't think like that. Here's an example. I insist she go to the store. I insist she go. It's not she goes. Because that would be regular. That would be just the indicative. It wouldn't be the subjunctive. I insist that she go to the store now, because I'm insisting it. But we hardly ever use the subjunctive, so it's really hard. What else is por and parte? I said that. Subjunctive, the verbs, the gender, and the pronunciation, believe it or not. And you would think, why would the pronunciation of Spanish be difficult? Because they don't teach it correctly. I wasn't taught Spanish pronunciation correctly when I first learned Spanish. And therefore, I did not have a good understanding of how Spanish was really spoken. And when I heard native Spanish speakers, it's like, whoa, that's really different from my teacher, you know? Like, I don't want to talk bad about my teachers, no. I have had, absolutely wonderful teachers. I just don't think that they were aware that their pronunciation was incorrect. And te los voy a decir un ejemplo de eso. Así habla la gente aquí en español. Qué fuerte el acento en inglés, ¿no? Ay, qué fuerte. Y por eso, no, I'm trying to speak in Spanish with you. Por esa razón, no entendí nada. Because I had English pronunciation to Spanish, and it didn't make any sense when I heard real Spanish. And the same thing happens for you, doesn't it? That is why you must, yeah, I'm using must. Must is very strong. You must listen to real native English speakers. And it doesn't matter who. You want to listen to Australians, you can go right on ahead. And you want to listen to British English, go right ahead. You want to listen to American or Canadian English, doesn't matter. Do not listen to Indian English. I don't understand them. I don't. When you have to call somebody on the phone and you need help with a company or something, my computer breaks, so I call a company to help me. And if I get a person who's Indian and speaks English with a strong Indian accent, and all Indians speak English with a strong Indian accent, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't understand. I don't understand you. And then I repeat it. I get so frustrated because they'll tell me something, and then I repeat it back the way it's supposed to be said because I'm just a teacher and I'm trying to help them. And then I can't make fun of the Indians. I'm not trying to make fun of them. I'm just saying that they don't have, their pronunciation is really bad in English. So do not learn from Indians. Although I had a wonderful Indian teacher who taught me Spanish. And she understood the correct pronunciation of, I don't know how many languages she spoke. But typically, no. Don't do it. And I think that might be all that I have a lot of trouble with in Spanish. What do y'all think? Where should I improve? What do I need to focus on? I'm always telling you what to do with your English. Now, tell me, how can I improve? No. Tell me what I should improve on. Okay? Just tell me, oh, Jessie, you always make this mistake. Please fix it because it annoys the heck out of me. All right. Please subscribe and +1. +1.